we Rojects aren't afraid of the snow because we were born and bred in Michigan, but that's beside the point. What I want to talk about is fatherhood, parenthood, and a very special Bible verse to me, Psalm 90:12. It says, "Teach us, O Lord, to count our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom." And when I became a father, a lot of my thoughts on life and focuses and priorities changed immediately, and others slowly began to change. And I came across that Bible verse, and it just really hit me kind of square between the eyes. And I wondered what, nice. I wondered what counting your days had to do with wisdom. And one thing that occurred to me was that if someone was given 6 months to live because they had, late stage cancer, they would probably spend those 6 months quite differently than if they hadn't received the diagnosis. And so I thought about how when we recognize that our days are short, even if you live to 100 years old, you talk to any older person and they see you with kids and they always say, make the time count, the time flies. And so everyone is telling you that time runs faster than you think. And as a young person, it doesn't feel that way. And anyway, so I really started taking that verse to heart and looking for ways to apply it. And one of the ways I applied it was by getting a hat made that said less than 2/3, and that was how much of my life I had left on earth. And the other thing that my wife and I did is we kind of occasionally reminded ourselves and each other of the percentage that we were through raising our children. So from that came the idea when children turn 18 years old, they're considered an adult. They no longer need, a parent to sign for things. And so we started celebrating the children's 9th birthdays in the same way that you would normally maybe celebrate a 10th birthday, because that was the halfway point. And, when the children were around 4.5 years old, we kind of looked at each other and said, wow, like we're a quarter of the way through with this one. And that can be very sobering and even hard to think about. But it is a reality, and better to look a reality and a truth square in the eyes than to avoid it because of its painful implication. Anyway, one of the other ways that we almost too late, but we figured out we could count our days was what we called a parenting midpoint. So basically, a lot of people celebrate, midlife crisis, things like that. But we wanted to celebrate the halfway point as parents, and so we took the day that my oldest son was born, March 20th, and my youngest son's birthday, which is December 9th, and we split the difference between the year Peter was born and then the year that Paul will turn 18, which is in 2034, in 10 years. And if you use one of these online calendar calculators, you can find that the exact midpoint is January 28th. And so we decided that we were going to make a big fuss about that day. That's basically the halfway point for Michelle and I parenting children. We became parents the day Peter was born, and of course we'll remain parents when Paul turns 18, but he'll no longer be a child. And so we want to celebrate that. So we are up near Georgetown, Kentucky. We went and saw Mammoth Cave 2 days ago. Yesterday we went and saw live action play of Horse and His Boy. And then right now we're on our way to the Ark Encounter to tour the Noah's Ark replica. And the nice thing is with weather like this, and actually in January in general, we pretty much have the places to ourselves, so it's great. It's one of the joys of homeschooling and having a flexible schedule. So my encouragement to you, whoever you are and whatever stage of life you're in right now, is really to count your days. And of course you can't count them literally where you know exactly what day you're going to die and what you're going to do between now and then. But if you're 30, a third of your life is over. If you're 60, 2/3 of your life is over. And if you got a 9-year-old, then that 9-year-old is halfway to adulthood. And just think about how fast the summer flies by, or think about how fast your freshman and sophomore year fly by in high school or something like that, and just compare the speed at which things tend to clip away, and then compare that to the fact that you're raising children, which is one of the greatest privileges and greatest responsibilities you'll ever bear. And just to take that seriously, to cherish it, and to do it wholeheartedly and intensely, and just doing it on purpose, and not just going through the motions and skating through life. life and living with tons of regret at the end where you realize you've missed so much. So get out in the cold, get out in the warm, get out with your kids, hug them and kiss them again, and refill your patience meter, because you might need it one more time. Anyway, now we're going to show you the Ark, a little bit about that, and then we'll let you go. All right, we are back from our parenting midpoint adventure. We were gone, what, 3 days? And we did 3 big activities. Polly, what was your favorite of Mammoth Cave, the Ark encounter, and the horse and his boy play? What was your favorite?
There's 2 of them.
Can't have 2 favorites, just one.
One of my most favorites was the Narnia one, and I'm sorry to interrupt, and the cave, and I liked the ultimate.
Yeah, so you liked all 3. Okay, Bex, what about you? I know your favorite.
Probably I may actually like the horse and his boy play the most.
Mm-hmm.
Then the cave, and then the Ark.
Yeah.
Or maybe the Ark before the cave.
It's hard to pick favorites when they're all great, right?
The Narnia show for sure.
Narnia show for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It was really special seeing that Narnia show, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite may have been the Ark, just because the story of Noah and the Ark is really cool, but there's not that many details in the Bible. And even though the details he provided weren't necessarily true, they're just imagination of what it might be like.
So it's kind
It
of
was
showing
really
like a big.
It was really cool to see so many details fleshed out from people's imaginations and the sculptors and the artists. Okay, so Mom and I are halfway through parenting our children. Uh-oh.
Did you say my favorite?
Sorry, what's your favorite?
It's not even the 28th, right?
Yeah, we're a couple days early because of the horse and his boy timing. We're celebrating early. What's wrong with that? Okay, what was your favorite?
The horse and his boy.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured.
Well, no,
Anyway.
no, for all of life.
That's true.
It's recorded.
That's true. All right, well, we are halfway through parenting these children. We have till December 9th, 2034 to finish parenting that one. And we are so excited for what's ahead. We love you kids. And for anyone who's listening, I'm going to give you the advice that every old person always gives me. The time flies. Don't miss it. Don't squander it. Don't waste it, because you'll regret it.
Yeah.
And I'm not old enough to know yet if that's true.
Talking to us in a video.
I don't know if I'm not old enough to know if that's true, but I know that every old person tells me that, and they must be onto something. Take care, everybody. Love your kids and love them well.
Bye.
Count your days and become wise.
Bye.